What's happening, guys? Another video from Rob, or Mr. Rock Robster. This is the knife that I've been working on. I finally got the handle on the knife itself. Now it's time to rasp it down to make it comfortable, clean it up, and let me get my sheath here. Make it fit in the sheath properly. Okay. Pull this in the focal frame here. Make it fit in there where it doesn't, I can still snap it like it did before, because obviously I don't have it. I got a good, I'm gonna at least say ½ inch material to take off of both sides, so a 1/4 inch on each side at least. But there it is with the handle on it. It's actually, I'm a really kind of fat knife right there, and actually feels, with a little bit of rasping, it feels real good now, but I know I got to take it down some, so I'm gonna do some of the rasping here on film, and then the rest of it I'll probably do off film, and then I'll show the final product. But this will all be one video together. So far, we're gonna see what happens, and then we'll take it outside and we'll give it a quick test, everything, baton, see if the handle wants to pop off or anything like that. Alright. Okay, now some of this will be muted and I will add a song to it or something, but I am in the middle of watching a movie and the wife is at work, so I can do this and make a mess on the floor and clean it up before she gets home. One thing I want to stress to you guys, if you're going to make a handle for yourself, when it comes time to rasp it down or shape the handle however you're going to shape it, remember, if you're like me, you've got a good sharp blade. So I'm going to wrap it with one piece of leather and then a second piece of leather, so that while I'm squeezing it, I have no potential of cutting myself. None at all. I got 2 thick pieces of leather right here at the blade, and a couple here, folded over at the back, so I got a good solid grip on it, and now I can rasp on it without worrying about cutting myself. Alright. Now the rest of this video will be muted with a song. Like I said, I'm in the middle of watching a movie, so nothing like watching a movie and being productive.
I don't gamble, I don't fight, I don't be hanging in the bars at night. Yeah, I used to be a fighter, but now I am a wiser man. I don't drink much, I don't smoke, I don't be hardly mess around with no dough. Yeah, I used to be a problem, but now I am a careful man. Well, if you used to want to see a commotion, you should have seen the man that I used to be. I was trouble in perpetual motion, trouble with a capital T. Staying out late, having fun, the shot of every single shot in my gun. Yeah, I used to be a lover, but now I am an older man. Perpetual motion, trouble with a capital T. Staying out late, having fun, the shot of every single shot in my gun. Yeah, I used to be a terror, but now I am a tired man. Yeah, I used to be a terror, but now I am a tired man.
Okay guys, it has been a few hours. I've got it worked down, and you can see the divots there if I could cover up the light a little bit. Got it molded real good to my hand. This is where, right here where you can see that extra dark spot. Let's see if I can get back in focus. That was where I cut off an antler tine. So once it weathers and stuff, it's going to look real nice. But as you can see, I got it on there. I've got it molded to the knife blade. Now, I haven't done any final sanding on this yet because of the fact that I want to take it outside and I want to test it, find any hot spots that might be in my hand so that I can work those down so I don't have any hot spots, so that this knife is completely comfortable and molded completely to my hand. So anybody else that picks up this knife, it might give them several hot spots because it's molded strictly to me. So, other than that, just wanted to show you there. Now, it'll be a while before I get it completely tested, before I get it down everything, but this is what I'm going to show basically as the final product. It's done. It's just now I gotta do a little bit of sanding to it to find, work out any hot spots. But there you go, that's a little better. Cover up some of that light. I got so much light I can't find a good spot here to do this. But there it is. Nice and molded. So, alright, I hope you guys enjoy just the deer antler. There are pins in there, but the pins don't go all the way through the antler. They only go halfway up the antler. I didn't want to expose them. I wanted them to hold, but I didn't want them exposed. So I just wanted the antler itself exposed. It fits real nice into my sheath, and I can snap it closed. And it won't come out. So I succeeded in what I was looking for. It won't come out, and I got a really good snap on here. Now it's just a matter of cleaning the blade back up, make it, polish it and oil it, because I've had my fingers all over it, and to get out there and just work with it so I can work out any hot spots before I do the final sanding and coating of the knife with the sealant. But other than that, guys, there it is. I hope you enjoy it. That's how to make your own deer antler handle. I used a 4-in hand or a 4-in-1 file to do all the file work, because at this point, once you get down this far, you don't want to ruin it. So there's no point in taking like a grinder or anything like that to it. Back here, I don't know if you can see it, but I do have it rounded on both sides like that. Kind of thought that was neat a little bit. And that also leaves me an area open so that if I'm putting it in a stick that I got pound on the end of it with a baton, and it leaves my hole open to put a lanyard, and I'll probably add some ranger beads to the end of it as well. Alright, but there you go, guys. Buck knife rehandled. So, have a good day. Okay, guys, like I said, I wanted to get out here and test it to find a hot spot before I thought about filming it real quick to show you what I was doing. I was making some feather sticks, and I found a hot spot right here for sure, and I'm going to have to work. So now I want to test it a little bit more. This is a piece of sycamore out of my yard, but it's working. You can't bite off too big of a chunk with a knife like that. Well, the handle's staying on, that's what I want. And that knot there is just in the way. But it's working. But I found a hot spot right there. I'm going to have to, yeah, I'll work that too much longer like that. Let's do some feather sticks here. Doing is just taking a knife and marking the spots that I'm going to need to work a little bit. That way I know where I got to work on. But the other side, that's looking up pretty good. But let's work it some more. This is a piece of maple I'm working with here. It was an old bow drill that I got a little overzealous with my rope and tightened it too much one day and it snapped it. Stick right there. There's that. Now let's sit down here. See how we do the fine carpet. Boils, I think we have a winner. Does what I want, except for the two hot spots I'm going to go in and file down. Other than that, she feels pretty good. Good, comfortable, made my feather stick real well. Okay guys, that's how you do it. Now, I went to work and I got epoxy that would bond to bone or wood, steel. It would bond to everything. Other than that, there you go. Okay guys, it's probably been an hour since I filmed this last segment that I got, but I already had my sheath made up for it, everything. There's the entire, what I would call, survival knife ready to go. Alright, let me start here. Ferrule rod, my minimalist. It turned out to be a great little carving knife. I have in here a get it out of there. Of course, I have the knife with the new handle. Now, I don't think you can see it, but I drilled a hole, bored out a hole right here, and that is going to be so that when I use a bow drill, I can turn this over and it's just my bearing block already. I don't ever have to worry about finding a bearing block. I'll always have one. I tend to use antler for a bearing block anyway. It'll make a small burn in there, which is fine. It'll just, give it some character. Alright. And then I'm also going to make a set of ranger beads out of some deer antler as well. That way they separate and they go around my hand so that I can get my hand in there. And then the rest of the paracord will just wrap into a knot of some kind. But that's 2 feet of paracord, so there's lots of uses for paracord. Alright, back to the thing here. Not easy to get in and out of there. There we go. Yeah, let's go to this side. Which is good because you don't want things just coming out. Okay. It's a serrated little serrated edge. It's good for hooking and cleaning fish and things like that, but it's also great for my striker. Now, it doesn't throw nearly as nearly as a great spark as that does. I mean, my knife just puts out a great spark. But I don't like what it does to the blade itself. It mars the blade. I mean, as much as you're going to mar the blade anyway. And this one here, I can, I can control it. If I'm trying to just do a small spark, it'll just work. There we go. Or I can scrape a little pile of it off if I have to. That could help you. Alright. So, back up here just a little bit. Make sure everything's staying in frame. We got the minimalist. We got the little... This was actually a bread knife, but it works perfect for gutting fish and things like that. That's all that's on this side. Now, in here also, I carry 2... paper clips. I can make 4 fish hooks or 2 treble hooks. Instead of carrying around hooks all the time, that's what I carry around. I don't like fishing too much. I'd rather just use my toolbox and pull out one of my fish traps and use a fish trap instead. But I do have a big paper clip here and a small paper clip here. I also have the long needle, and in the back here, because I like renewable resources, and since the sun comes out every day that it's not raining, magnifying glass for starting fires. And then of course, this is the Ranger band. It can burn, to help in the rain. So there you go, guys. That's my knife now that it's finished. I put a dull coat on this. I didn't want it to shine in any kind. I wanted it to pretty much stay as natural as possible. I worked out the edges, gave it a final sanding, and then put a dull coat on it. Now all I got to do, since I've been out here breaking and cutting on it, is oil the blade, clean up the blade a little bit, and give it a little more sharpening. But it slides back in the slot just like it did before. Well, not completely, because before it had a small divot that it hooked into, but it doesn't come out. The little minimalist is in a Kydex sheet. But there you go, guys. I got three cutting tools, fire steel, hooks, needle. Really the only thing I'm thinking I'm missing right now is just some thinking about putting some duct tape on here somehow. Everything rides. There's the test. Does it come out? No, it does not. I do think I'm going to have to tighten that just a little bit, though. That's nothing. I'll just unsew that, tighten up that a little bit. That's all I got to do. Okay, there you go. I will be putting Ranger beads on it as well. Other than that, it's finished. If you're not prepared today, you're not prepared tomorrow.